Minister, I want to bring forward this issue today about Charleville National School because it really is an emergency situation. Accommodation has been approved for 2 modular units, which will consist of a special education room, a classroom and a special tuition room. Now, I say it's an emergency situation because the fact of the matter is that the school will not be able to open in September if the modular accommodation isn't in place. And just to, I suppose, lay out the situation for you, the school has 12 or will have 12 pupils with autism attending in September. They've absolutely no area, no room for these children, no sensory area, no soft play area. It's of huge concern. There's also 1 mainstream classroom within the school that actually has no classroom. And the school are trying to improvise every way they can, and I commend them for that. It's an excellent school, but the school really needs assistance at this stage. So the rooms that are to be used were for the mainstream classroom, a special education room and a special tuition room, and that's what the modular units will be used for. But it really is an urgent situation, and the project viability report was submitted by the school, who have worked very hard on this project with officials from the Department of Education. And I just want to again emphasise that the whole reason for raising it here tonight is that there are health and safety issues, and there will be more health and safety issues in September, which will lead to a situation where they will not be able to open should there be any further delays with the modular units. I would implore you tonight to do all you can, and indeed I'm grateful that you're taking this question tonight, that if everything can be done possible to make sure that assistance and urgent assistance is given in terms of speeding up the delivery of these modular units and to have them on site for September, which isn't too long away now at this point. But I just ask you if you could give me an update, and indeed if you could give assistance to the school in this project.
And firstly, I want to thank Deputy Carol Nolan for raising this important matter and giving me the opportunity to outline to the House on behalf of Minister Norma Foley the current position in relation to the capital project to deliver additional accommodation for Charleville National School under the Department's Special Education Needs Reconfiguration and Modular Accommodation Programme. The School Authority of Charleville National School applied to the Department for additional accommodation under the Additional School Accommodation Scheme to cater for increased enrolment. Approval was granted to the School Authority recently for 1 special education needs classroom, 1 mainstream classroom and 1 special education tuition room. The project, as outlined, is being delivered under the Department's devolved SEN Reconfiguration and Modular Accommodation Programme. The programme adds an additional stream of delivery under the Additional School Accommodation Scheme, which allows school authorities the choice of managing the project solely as client with access to the Department's framework, or to avail of the services of a project manager under the Department's project management framework. The appointment of a project manager for a project supports accelerated delivery of the accommodation and maximises assistance to the school authority for the brief outlined. The School Authority of Charleville National School has chosen to assess the services of Rogan Regan as project managers for this project. The project will be delivered from the Department's procurement framework, of which there are 2: the modular accommodation framework for the provision of modular accommodation for several manufacturers nationwide, and the terms maintenance framework, which allows school authorities access to several contractors also for reconfiguration elements of the project. I am pleased to advise the Deputy this evening that the project for Charleville National School has now entered the delivery phase. A signed form of acceptance from the school authority was received by officials on the 24th of April last. The school authority, in conjunction with the project manager, can now appoint contractor and work can commence. However, it's important to outline here tonight that the overall construction sector environment is challenging, and the department and the project management company are doing everything possible to ensure that the appropriate accommodation is delivered as quickly as possible. The Department is fully aware, Deputy, of the urgency in respect to same. The School Authority has overall responsibility for delivery of the project. Officials from the Department of Education hold weekly meetings with the assigned project managers to ensure that the project remains on track for delivery, and will ensure that the School Authority is updated regularly on the overall project delivery timelines.
Minister, I thank you very much for that information and indeed that constructive and positive response. Again, I think it's absolutely vital, and I stress that that the modular units are delivered on time for September, and I do welcome the fact that there will be weekly meetings, as you've just said, in terms of the school and the project to ensure that it's moving and on track. And I do also welcome the fact that it has entered the delivery phase now. That's certainly progress, but I suppose really the clock is ticking and September's not too far away, and the school finds itself in a precarious situation that it really wants to avoid of not being able to open its doors in September, and that's very understandable given the health and safety issues and indeed the flight risk posed by some of the pupils who have autism. And all of that has to be factored in, hence the urgency and indeed the emergency situation. It should also be noted that the school is in the town of Tullamore, so it has done everything possible to accommodate students. It has absolutely gone out of its way to make sure that students that come looking for places have been accommodated, and that's why it really does need every assistance possible that it can be given. And it should also be noted that it has 62 pupils who need EAL tuition, and they also have no classroom. So we have a situation where the autistic pupils have no classroom, a mainstream class has no actual classroom, and also 62 EAL students have no classroom. So it really is urgent, and I would hope that the modular units, the 2 modular units, which I understand will be divided into 3 for these classrooms, will be in place by September, and I look forward to engaging further with the Minister for Education in that respect.
Thank you, Deputy.
Yeah.
Minister, to conclude.
Thanks again, Deputy Nolan, for raising this really important matter on behalf of Charleville National School, and for giving me the opportunity again to reassure the House that the Department of Education is committed to the accelerated provision of this modular accommodation to meet the urgent school accommodation needs. It's important that the officials in the Department of Education continue to work closely with both the School Authority and the assigned project manager to ensure timely delivery, as you've specified earlier. We can't have a situation where, as you said, the 12 students would be at a disadvantage, and I am informed that the project manager has already visited the school on a number of occasions and has prepared a viability report which has been approved by the department, identifying the best accommodation solution possible. So I will, following your engagement this evening, reaffirm the position and the urgency with Minister Foley and ensure that our officials are aware that you've raised it here again on the floor of the Dáil.
Thank you, Minister.